3, 2, 1, here we go.
iPhone 17 Pro Max, it's all about the cameras today. Apple ProRes RAW, Apple Log 2, new telephoto camera, new selfie camera, let's get into it. For me personally, the most used camera on my iPhone 16 Pro Max was that 5X telephoto 120mm camera. It was my safety camera that I could pull out of my pocket quick and grab a good looking shot from far away. And this year we have a brand new 4X 100mm telephoto camera that has both less reach and more reach at the exact same time. Because just like the 24mm main camera, we can now do a 50% crop into that brand new image sensor on the 4X camera and turn it into an 8X camera. And it's not digitally zooming in. I've heard some people say, oh, you're getting this digital zoom. Some people said you're getting an AI upscaled image. You're not. You're actually cropping into the sensor, which is going to, depending on the size of the crop, give you double the focal length out of the same lens, and it's not a digital zoom. So think of it kind of like APS-C mode on a full frame camera. You're cropping into that sensor and turning that 24mm into something like a 35 or maybe even a 48 if it's a 50% crop like the new iPhones are. The new sensor on the telephoto camera is 56% larger than the 5X was last year on the 16 Pro models. So if you're doing a 50% crop into that 4X and then turning it into an 8X, you're still shooting at 8X with a 6% larger image sensor than you did last year with the entire sensor of the 5X. So you're still getting better image quality out of the 8X than you were with the 5X last year. Technically, I guess sensor-wise, even though 6% isn't that much, bigger's bigger. Video clips are shot in Apple Log 2 and the stills are shot in RAW with the stock camera and edited in Lightroom and Dehancer. By the way, if you like the music and the titles that I'm using so far, it's all included in your Motion Array subscription. I literally just browse through Motion Array and download whatever I want without any limitations, and then drag it and drop it right onto my project. It's that simple. And I've used Motion Array's AI voiceover in a ton of my professional projects, and all of my clients are super happy with it. And I guess that really sucks for voiceover actors, but hey, it's great for the rest of us because it's right there in Motion Array to use along with presets, templates, a huge LUT library, music, sound effects, stock videos, titles, transitions, and more. I'm always using Motion Array to help find ways to put the final touches on my videos, and if you use Adobe Final Cut Pro or DaVinci Resolve, you're good to go. They got you covered. Head on over there. I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to test it out for free. Now, I'm sure by now you've heard that the new iPhone 17 Pros can shoot ProRes RAW open gate video. And I have to be honest, I'm not getting the best results. I don't know if it's just me. I've watched some other people's videos on YouTube and doesn't seem like too many other people are having a problem. I don't know if it's the external drive that I'm recording to. I have no clue, but I'm just getting weird colors. I'm getting vignetting. I'm getting a lot of noise in lower light situations. I'm getting washed out colors, washed out skin tones, even after I'm doing all the proper conversions. And maybe it's just something that I need to work on and improve, or maybe it's just some kind of setting in the background that I have to change inside of DaVinci Resolve to get the results that I'm looking for. But as of right now, Apple ProRes RAW is something that I'm glad my phone is capable of doing, but I probably won't be using it that often. Now, I do wish that Apple would let camera apps like Blackmagic and other third-party camera apps be able to offer open gate, but in regular ProRes, not ProRes RAW, or even H.265, and then maybe some kind of image stabilization option, because when you're shooting in Apple ProRes RAW, there's no image stabilization, which kind of defeats your iPhone from being a pull out of the pocket, run and gun sort of camera, because it's great at that. It's actually the best in the world at that. I'm a huge advocate of Apple Log. You guys know that know my channel. I must have done 25 to 30 videos talking about both iPhones and Apple Log and how great it is in the past, and I'm gonna keep doing it because it's phenomenal. Now, the selfie camera on here is probably the biggest update to any selfie camera on any smartphone ever. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like I'm probably right. And the sensor itself is now square, which allows you to shoot both vertical and horizontal video without rotating your phone. You can shoot true horizontal video and have the same resolution that you would if you turn your phone sideways. There's a new auto framing option in the selfie camera that Apple is calling Center Stage, which basically uses AI to detect how wide you need your shot. Depending if maybe you have a few people in your shot and you have to get wider, it'll keep getting wider or reframe to fit everybody in the shot. Now, personally, so far on just the first update of the 17 Pro Max, I haven't had really reliable results with it. I tested it out with just myself, then I had a second person pop into the shot, and then a third person pop into the shot, and it did no sort of adjustments whatsoever. But then there's been times where it's just been me, and then it starts shifting around on me. I don't know, I think because it's a software situation, I think in just a few more software updates, maybe even just the next one, Apple will tighten that up a little bit and get it where it needs to be. We also have a new dual video mode using both the front facing and the rear cameras. All right, first dual recording mode with the iPhone 17 Pro Max. I'm not gonna lie, even though we've had this feature on third-party apps, it's really nice to have this in the stock camera app, and I could see myself using it. And you can move the box around. Now, it doesn't record two separate files, so whatever you do on the screen with shifting your box around, it's gonna do it in the final recording. But you get access to all your rear cameras, which is nice. So let's punch into the 2X. Then we can go to the new 4X telephoto camera, which is 100 mil equivalent. And if you need some more reach, you got the 8X here. You could punch into that 4X camera and you got your little 8X going right here. And it doesn't look too great right here for some reason. Hold on, let's go back out. 4, and then 8. All right, so I had to do another test here. I'm on the Blackmagic camera app, but I needed to see if that 4 and 8X are as mushy as it is in that dual camera mode. So let's switch over to 4X. Nope, that's digital, sorry, which is exactly what it looked like on the dual. Maybe that was a digital punch, hold on. Let's go to the 4X. Okay, that looks much crispier. And now let's crop in to the 8X camera, the 200 mil. Yeah, okay. So you're getting something different out of the dual cameras than you are from the Blackmagic camera app. It's one of the very few things that annoys me about Apple. There's a few, but this one really just grinds my gears. In the stock camera app, whether it's in photos, video, or now the dual camera mode, when you hit that 4X telephoto camera, because you want some more reach out of the situation that you're shooting, the stock camera app will decide for you if it wants to really punch into that 4X telephoto camera, or if it just wants to take that 1X telephoto camera and zoom into the equivalent of a 4X telephoto camera, which is a digital zoom, and the images look drastically different from one another. So what happens is the main camera on the iPhones is always gonna be the best camera, and it's gonna be the best in low light. So if the iPhone detects that you're in too low light of a situation, or if the thing that you're trying to zoom out to is just a little bit too close to get good autofocus with on the telephoto camera, it's gonna take that 1X camera and digitally zoom into the equivalent of that 4X camera. And I don't like that. When I hit 4X, I wanted to switch to the 4X camera. I have friends, multiple people in my life that I've told about, hey, don't stop pinching in on your screen to zoom in and get the shot that you want. Use the other cameras. So I get it. Most people aren't like me, aren't like camera people that know about this stuff. That's why I'm just asking, keep it how it is now, but just put a little ticker in the settings to where I could tick it and turn it off and get the camera that I'm actually tapping on. That's all I want, Apple. Jeez. Also, I'm very happy to announce, for all of you that care, the Freewell Sherpa system. They just dropped a new case for the iPhone 17 models, and the existing lenses and filters all work perfectly still. Years later, they still fit. That's why I'm glad Apple didn't change up the camera layout on these Pro models, because I have so much camera gear built out for that square camera layout on the back that it would basically make everything that I own useless. But the Sherpa system still works, buddy, and the case is pretty damn good. Speaking of cases, I did pick up the brand new Techwoven case, and it's blue, and I got the blue iPhone because, like everybody else, during the event, watching it live, I was like, black. I do not get colored phones. I've never owned any other color besides black, silver, and maybe white back in the day. I'm personally not a fan of colored phones. I like neutral colors. That's always been my thing, and I was shocked that they didn't have a black option. But I knew one thing, I wasn't gonna get that orange color because I think it looks pretty nice, but I just think in 2 months, everybody that bought the orange iPhone is gonna be like, damn, this phone is bright. All right, enough of this thing. I'm over the hype. I wish I had a black phone. I picked up the blue iPhone, and I think it's pretty nice for somebody that does not like colored phones at all. And yes, I did it. I picked up the Apple Strapple to go with it. I'm just gonna keep it completely real with you right now. If this wasn't an Apple product, I am completely eye-sheeping the hell out of this, because if this wasn't an Apple product, I would have never ordered a shoulder strap for my iPhone. But Apple came out the official one. It's probably the highest quality phone shoulder strap out there. It matches perfect. It got the whole blue vibe going on, and I actually like it. I don't care what you say. I got a girlfriend. I don't care. Say it. Say what you're thinking. You could say it. I'm not. It was expensive. It was $60 for a strap. All we need now is for Apple to get Siri where it needs to be, where it should have been like 2 years ago. Just give it up to ChatGPT, please. Just let ChatGPT take over the reins of Siri and have complete control over my brain and my iPhone. That's all I want. That and a foldable iPhone, and we will be in business, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I'm done here. I'll see you guys later. Solo.